Hello, people of Facebook Living Blueprints community. It is Linda Stacy, and it is Wednesday night, I think, and it has been kind of a doozy of a day. And I thought I'd get on here because I know we all have these, and it feels like life throws us a bunch of curveballs all at once sometimes. And I was noticing today how there's a big contrast in my life in terms of how I handled today and how I would have been 5, 7, 8 years ago. And maybe the real test will be when I actually get inside the house and how I treat my husband. But many of you know that I was on about 11 or 12-day travel stint, and I offices across the U.S. So I've done the same presentation about 8 times in 11 days, and I had my last one today. So we got back from New York really late because our flight was delayed. And so it was around midnight, and I had to go in on Tuesday and run 2 of the same presentations back to back. So like 2 hours. It's super active, pretty high energy. And so I was just exhausted last night. We had planned to just grab food out so that we'd no cooking, and I was in bed before 9. Awesome, right? So I then was up at 3:30 or 4 and could not fall back to sleep and had to go back in for another of the same presentation today. And kind of funny along the way, as I came into the bedroom this morning, I noticed my husband had recorded me last night snoring in bed. I was so exhausted. It was good enough to be recorded. So anywho, really exhausted, but still not enough sleep. And I left the house, and my presentation was at 10, left the house, made a right turn out of the driveway like a normal, as our street is being paved. And this threw me on a major detour. And so I arrived 10 minutes before it had to go. But in addition, when I got to the other train station, because I had to take a completely different train, there was no parking left, of course. I ended up parking in a reserved spot. I'm like, is my car still going to be here? Am I going to get ticketed, towed? And, then I got in and did this presentation and had the rest of my day, which was really, really full. And back in the day, I just would have felt pummeled and like kind of pissed off the entire day. And I really didn't feel that way this time. And this has been a slow progression, and it's been really awesome. And, life is just like this. We get a series of curveballs, and it's all about how we react to them, right? And how we kind of proceed through and how we navigate, because even, the most successful people deal with these things too. They've just learned ways to mitigate or, to carry forth. And there are definitely things that I could have had outlined differently for today, but there were enough backups and things prepared that, that it wasn't a complete disaster. And I think the thing that I'm most proud of is how I showed up in every session, including today's, for the people that I was training. In the past, it wasn't as easy for me to be fully present with each group and, realize even though I know this content like the back of my hand and I'm sick of saying all of these things, that it really is the first time they're hearing this way. And, how can I be of best service to the people that I'm surrounded by throughout the day and not take out my experience on everyone that I engage with. So I hope that everyone is doing well. We're going to get on tomorrow night and do the 3rd chapter of the book, Optimized You. And it's all about biorhythms and really respecting what and when and how your body wants to behave and when it wants to work. But how do we deal with that given the fact that we have responsibilities that don't always allow us to work when we want or to rest when we want. And, just like me, I probably could have slept in this morning for hours had I had the choice, but I had to go to work like most of us do, right? So have a good one. I hope to see you tomorrow. I believe it'll be on at 7:30, and hope you're having a good week. Good night.